This evening, Satan was found hiding in the cemetery at Ann's Grove. Army private is victim of mysterious shooting. CEO of GPHC has been reinstated to his position. Guyana's hospitals are working towards baby-friendly status. A team of medical students will give support throughout the regions. And town clerk tells workers enough is enough.
From Safetv headquarters in South Rumvelt Gardens, this is Safetv Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. We began on a positive note by telling you that there has been confirmation that Fatima Kareem of St. Rose's High School is indeed the top CSEC student in the entire Caribbean. On behalf of all of us here at Safetv2 Headline News, we wish her and all other students who wrote the exams all the best in their future endeavors. On Headline News, we tell you now that a raid was carried out in the North Rumvelt area on several houses. Mondale Smith was at the scene. Here are some scenes and a subsequent conversation with A Division Commander Marlon Chapman.
George, from where I am right now, police minutes ago conducted a raid of several houses in Iguana Street, North Rumvelt, in search of several wanted men. Here are some scenes and a subsequent conversation with Commander of A Division Marlon Chapman regarding that raid.
Well, I know that the ranks there on exercising on Monday, but to say exactly where in South I can't tell at this point, but I know that they are on exercise somewhere in the South Rumvelt.
Okay, the exercise entails looking for what exactly or who exactly?
Wanted persons, especially suspects in some recent robberies would have had in that area and around Georgetown.
I understand that one man was injured as a result of trading gunfire with the police.
When?
Today.
No, I'm not aware of that. I don't have the information as yet, if indeed it happened.
Okay, sir. This is one of many other raids to be conducted soon?
Yes.
Okay then, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mondale. Michael Khan's leave from work is up, and he has been reinstated to his position as Chief Executive Officer of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Are the allegations of illegalities leveled against him true? Find out in this Rihanna Ahmad report.
In September last year, Michael Khan was sent on 100 days administrative leave to facilitate an in-depth audit of the country's largest public health institution. He has since returned to work as the head of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation with the hope that all is well. Headline News caught up with him today.
The board recommended that I go back.
This newscast understands that the audit conducted by Junior Finance Minister Jaipal Sharma had cleared Khan of allegations of wrongdoings. However, a review of the report later alleged that Khan had cheated some 1.4 million Ghana dollars in income taxes. He has also been accused of micromanaging the GPHC.
In terms of the allegations that they would have made, are any of those true?
You put me in a difficult thing. I think, again, I was saying it's the chairman of the board of directors and the members who reinstated me after reading the report.
Reports are, though, that the hospital's board of directors was not entirely sure about Khan's reinstatement. So, Public Health Minister Dr. George Norton had to be consulted. It was he who gave the go-ahead.
Are you happy to be back?
I'm always happy to be at the Georgetown Hospital. That's my life.
But as indicated by Dr. Norton, it would not be wise for Khan to get too comfortable.
And he has a let's say, ordinary leave, okay? And his contract is about to come to an end. So that will give us enough time to evaluate the results of the forensic audit, and an informed decision will be made.
Rihanna Ahmad, Safetv2 Headline News.
Thanks, Rihanna. A mother is fearful that she may lose her son to head injuries that have left him practically paralyzed following an accident. That son is now bedridden. Here's more from Mondale Smith.
Sharon Davidson of Good Fortune West Bank Demerara mother is at her wit's end today as she prepared to take her helpless, bedridden son, Shamar Henry, out of medical care at the Georgetown Public Hospital for a second time. She detailed her son's ordeal of being hit by a car 2 houses away from her lot 22 Good Fortune Public Road home.
He was hit down by a car on the 29th of May.
Who was driving the car?
Deacon. He got 4 fractured skull and his brain was bleeding. They said blood and liquid, they all open his head, and they can't do surgery on it because they said the brain was sucked back and they said some of the brain cell get damaged.
The woman said as far as she is aware, the deacon who was driving the car that forever changed her son's life was put on $50,000 station bail.
He went to court, the matter called up, and the magistrate only put in on $25,000 bail for hitting down 2 persons. The other guy, he lose his foot. And the prosecutor did not object to it when the magistrate asked him if he have to object to it.
The youth met with the accident 4 days shy of his 13th birthday.
He didn't get no broken foot or hand or ribs or not, just the head. And all I'm asking the public, and I really need the president to involve in this situation because I'm not getting justice. Up to this time here, I'm not getting no justice. And I need a lot of help for myself.
According to the woman, she was advised to take her son home as there is nothing else that can be done by the medical professionals at the Georgetown Public Hospital. She is also holding out hope that her son would get help overseas.
He was going to play football. And this car just come in the car now and hit me, fly over another car into a yard on a bridge. This where he sustained the 4 fractured skull and the brain was bleeding.
The woman said since the accident, the deacon has visited her 3 times and offered $40,000 to partly assist with the CT scan.
He was discharged 3 weeks ago and he taken with seizure, and I take him back to West Demar Hospital, and they transfer him back here.
Persons desirous of assisting the mother can contact her on 681-1404.
I need help from the president. I need help from the public. Please help me. My son need the help.
For Safetv Headline News, I'm Mondale Smith.
Thanks, Mondale. Vending at Starbrick Market is a no-no, says Mayor Patricia Chase Green, as City Hall hosted another vendors meeting on Thursday. Andrew Weeks reports that Mayor and City Council also has big plans for vendors with the setting up of 3 stories and a multi-complex mall.
Over 200 vendors showed up at City Hall's vendors meeting on Thursday as City Hall laid out plans to take vending to the next level in the city. Town Clerk Royston King said the council will only allow vending in an organized way, with the city preparing to put mega structures in place.
The new vendors mall or the new vendors arcade, that's where you have what's known as Tulsi Prasad land. To raise a 3-story shopping mall there to house vendors. 3, to construct a 2-story shopping mall on the border green. Now we have drawings for all of this already.
Mr. King also said they must form themselves into committee and associations for their own personal development and interest. He explains why.
This is important because it will give you a chance to organize yourselves in a certain way so that you will have the right to negotiate with banks for loans and other facilities. And it would help you to marshal what is happening in your particular area where you're operating or where you're doing your business.
Mayor Chase Green also joined the town clerk by saying to vendors that vending must be managed. She noted that she was aware that persons were sent to disrupt the meeting.
But peace will prevail in this meeting because the presence of God was invoked in this meeting. So the devil will have to leave. And I want the devil to continue. The president give me a mandate and I got to carry out my mandate. Because everybody saying they come with a party agenda. Well, me party got the agenda, you know it's me party, I ain't got to tell you. You know it's me party. And we got the agenda too. So I don't care out as long as I see it. And you got to help me. Because it's you put me party in power. You got to help me. You can't come here to fight me. You can't come here to fight me.
As for vending at Stabrook Market Square, Chase Green explained why it is a no-no.
We got to respect the history. As I said to me yesterday, everybody is hello. Black people got a history. This is weak tongue. This is weak. This week. Your history starts right at the Stabrook Market Square, where when the boat with the slaves came, they were offloaded there to be sold, but must be kept sacred. It must not be desecrated with all the nonsense that was going on there. Striptease club, this, drinking alcohol, all sorts of things. Change has come. It must remain an open space. So this or next Sunday after I ask the police force band to go out there and play some music, it must be free. So the band can entertain people. Or we have a little storytelling for children. It must remain. Our history must be told there. You got the Pan-African movement, they got act there. They must come and they must have concerts, they must have storytelling and so out there so we can all learn.
Andrew Weeks, Safetv 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on Headline News after the break, hospitals are slated to become more baby-friendly, and that mysterious shooting incident involving an Army private.
Everybody knows John Lewis Styles as the Levi's and Dockers store. But did you know we're also an authorized dealer for Nautica, Perry Ellis, US Polo, Natural Issue, Joffrey Bean, and many others. We also carry the Bruno and Drill brands, who are actually the makers of Express shirts, at half the price of Express. So the next time you think of men's clothing, shoes, and accessories, there's only one choice. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Get your back-to-school supplies at Colors. Backpacks from Nike and G-Tech, K-Swiss and Levi's in black. Getting gear for back-to-school is always a task, but Colors has the back-to-school sale for you. When you purchase, write your name, address and telephone number on the back of your coupon and drop it in the box. School bags, boots, everything you need for back to school. Enter and win Monster headphones, 2 tablets, 1 mountain bike. School vouchers accepted. 2259980.
With a distinctive flavor, Umder Paukagi is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Paukagi is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umder Paukagi is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
When you think back-to-school shopping, think clearance. Get your boys in shoes for school in brands like Timberland, Reebok, Land Rover LRX, and more. While for your girls, there are Hush Puppies, Clarks, LRX, and many others. What about backpacks? Get long-lasting brands like Swiss Brand, JanSport, Nike, and Kenneth Cole, including Police and Dockers pants for boys, all at clearance. For quality clothing at affordable prices, clearance, always keeping you in style.
It's slipping through our hands, we're sinking in the sand.
Try always. Always something new.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Only at Kissoon's can you get the guaranteed offer of up to 50% discount on every item in their blowout factory surplus sale. 50% off for Guyana's 50th anniversary right through the year. Check it out at their spacious factory outlet at Rumvelt Industrial Park, where parking is no problem. They're in the mood to celebrate at Kissoon's. Once you want it, Kissoon's will make sure you don't leave without it.
Place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
The dissemination of the final report of the assessment of hospitals working towards baby-friendly hospital status was presented today at the Carroll Lodge to various hospital representatives of Regions 2, 3, and 6. Lisa Hamilton reports.
The hospitals receiving the baby-friendly status are the Saudi and Oscar Joseph Hospitals of Region 2, the New Amsterdam and Skeldon Hospitals of Region 6, and the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. The Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative Assessment Report was presented by lead consultant, Mrs. Paula Trotter, who commended Guyana on its achievements thus far.
And, you know, sometimes we take for granted our achievements, and whenever I talk to a Guyanese audience, I always want to remind you of the achievements that you have made. Because in all of these targets, those 4 operational targets, Guyana has done work. The measures taken to give effect to the provisions of the international code, work has been done in this area, and I'm glad to report that in fact food policy is working on a national code. Again, a big achievement. If you take it right through, it probably be the first for the region. The CARICOM region, that is.
Trotter, who presented 10 steps that can improve breastfeeding in Guyana, also highlighted that there are a number of ministries that can play an active role in ensuring that optimal breastfeeding objectives are met in the country.
The fact that health alone cannot do it. And in the strategy, there was a call for the other sectors to come on board to help, and you have a number of ministries here that can help. Education is a Ministry of Communities, there's a Ministry of Social Protection, so you have a number of ministries that can help in the promotion of optimal feeding. It's just not breastfeeding.
The National Breastfeeding Coordinator, Mrs. Ninian Blair, briefly presented on the importance of mothers breastfeeding their new babes instead of relying on formulas.
Breast milk, as my counterpart said, is breast is best. So breast milk is a perfect food that cannot be duplicated. There's no tin, no bottle, or anything that can duplicate breast milk. It actually alters its composition to meet the changing needs of a growing infant. Now, a mother who gives birth to a preterm baby, her breast milk is different from a mother who gave birth to a full-term baby. Breast milk is that special.
The handing over of the assessments of the 5 hospitals was done by the Honorable Minister of Public Health, Dr. George Norton, to representatives of the hospitals. Lisa Hamilton, Safetv 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Lisa. A 21-year-old Army private is hospitalized nursing a gunshot wound that has destroyed part of his large and small intestines. His sister, who performs duties of mother, is seeking answers as to what was really the cause of him being shot. Here's more from Mondale Smith.
North Rumvelt resident Vanessa Estwick is calling for a thorough police investigation into what may have led to her brother, Wayne Murray, being shot and hospitalized. She said on Saturday, her brother, a private rank, went to make a purchase at a community shop but got more than he bargained for in the vicinity of Galding Place and Aubrey Barker Road.
He was went into the shop and purchased some milk, for buy milk. And he said he saw a madman was on the bridge and another boy was in the shop. So when he said when he turned, he feel he get hit. And then he run out and he went straight to the station. And then he said the police put in a taxi.
Estwick told Headline News that her brother was not aware that the warhead had entered and exited his body until he arrived at the hospital. She said after hearing what had transpired, she visited the shop and engaged the owner to get to the bottom of what happened to her brother.
I asked the man, I said, you have an incident that happened here? He said, not really, but just was too little boy went in the shop picking up his milk and his biscuit. So I said, well, one of the boys is my son and he get shot. He said, no, he did not shot nobody here. He just chased, he didn't tell me chase and he said, he shot nobody, they run. But
so what part of your son he get shoot? What part of body?
He back.
In the back?
He back at the bottom, the boy come through and the belly. The doctor just told me that it damaged the small guts and the big guts.
The woman said, according to medical reports, the small intestine is showing signs of recovery, but same could not be said of his large intestine. The woman said, too, that while she is praying for her brother's recovery, she has also spoken to the police who is investigating the incident.
He come to me and he said, it's not no robbery. It's just that he said 2 boys was in the shop picking up his milk and run out. But he did not shoot nobody. Because the same thing I told him, the same thing the man told
which shop?
When Headline News visited the rank at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, he was being tended to by medical professionals while a police rank stood guard outside the hospital ward door. No information has been forthcoming about the shooting from the Ghana Defense Force. For Safetv Headline News, I'm Mondale Smith.
Thank you, Mondale. At a city heads meeting with employees, Town Clerk Royston King tells workers that enough is enough. The city will progress at all costs, parking meters included. Lisa Hamilton will tell you more.
The town clerk also said that the time has come for city workers to enjoy the good life like everyone else. Ratepayers will either pay up or suffer the consequences according to law to ensure that the city development is managed effectively. With $16 billion outstanding from ratepayers, rates will be collected, King said. He also said while persons may have issues with his attitude, he will continue to work with the law to execute his duties, and no longer will he be Mr. Nice Guy.
City workers must not always be the last to pick up the ravelings after everybody else shop out the best. That has to change. And that has changed. Because it cannot be business as usual at the city council. Failure is not an option. not under this administration. Failure is not an option. And if anyone is thinking that this city council will fail and that Georgia will return to its filthy state, they have to think again. Because failure is not an option, because we care enough to do our best.
King says his plan is to make sure that there is enough money in the bank to end the days of city workers being the very last to be paid while managing the affairs of Georgetown. Also addressing the city workers was head of the Finance and Human Resource Committees, Oscar Clark, who said that weekly, President Granger communicates with the town clerk and the mayor because he's very much aware of the realities of the municipality. Clark believes those opposing the parking meters are doing so because they have personal, self-serving and political aspirations, but asserts that the government is on their side so that they will not be disappointed.
We have in this council over 800 workers. I am told that the last count there are 830. That's a significant number of people. A significant number of workers. And therefore we have to be very deliberate in the way we manage our workforce. And managers are not only the top management. Managers are people at every level.
Mayor Patricia Chase Green, while addressing her staff today, said that the days of the draconian minister to stop city works are over. Decisions of the council are final. Since its revelation, the controversial parking meter project has received mixed reviews, from some persons saying that the entire deal was somewhat suspicious and will prove to be burdensome to both the rich and poor, while others believe it will be good for Guyana in significantly transforming vehicle activity in the city.
Thanks, Lisa. 46-year medical students will be placed at health institutions across the region as interns. Andrew Weeks reports that internship will last for a period of 1 year.
The internship of 40 medical students will begin next week, giving a boost to the Ministry of Public Health and hospitals in the 10 administrative regions, according to a report from GINA. Permanent Secretary Reginald Brotherson explains the areas in the regions the medical students will be placed.
And they will be spread across Guyana. They will be in, of course, in Region 4, Diamond. They'll be in Region 6, in New Amsterdam. They'll be in Region 2, in Essequibo. And they'll be the West Demerara Regional Hospital in Region 3.
Maikoni and Sodi regional hospitals will also be graced with their presence and expertise. While there, the medical students will be given a monthly stipend of $60,000. When the doctors will have completed their 1-year internship, they will become licensed medical practitioners. Brotherson further explains.
Many distinguished persons, doctors who have done so well, had their initial training in Cuba. So no doubt, you batch here, 6-year medical students will be following closely in those footsteps. And you all will be making or expected to make the kind of contribution to develop the health sector in our country.
Andrew Weeks, Safetv 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Still ahead, CXC continues its debate on e-testing in the near future. And Satan has been caught hiding in the cemetery.
Women's fashion trends change every day. That's why John Lewis Styles makes it their duty to source items directly from the manufacturing brand, offering you more choices and better prices. Women love to look great, whether it's for work or play. From clothing, shoes, accessories, to handbags, watches, fragrances. Let's make you feel like the only girl in the world. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Umder Paukagi is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Falkagi is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and all the dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Unga Falkagi is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
Don't let this moment in history pass you by. Kissoons want every Guyanese home to showcase a new piece of furniture to remember this glorious event of our Jubilee celebration. Kissoons have gone crazy. Every item is on sale right through this year in the Big Broad Factory Surplus Sale, up to 50% off for the 50th birthday at Kissoons.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
As this year's results for the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate exams were announced, the plan to have tests done electronically is still being deliberated on. Rihanna Ahmad has the details for you in this report.
As the world becomes even more technologically advanced, it would appear as though Guyana is still lagging behind. A clear indication of this would be the country's inability to keep up with the initiatives being undertaken by the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC. Here's Delma Ned, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education.
So we would have engaged CXC, and they had a consultation in Guyana, and they want to move forward as of January next year. We go e-testing, that's Caribbean.
An e-test is any test that replicates or replaces paper-based tests with a computer screen, also referred to as on-screen tests, which are usually conducted via the internet.
However, in addition to that, what we're doing with e-government unit, we have started, so as of next year, we were told 80 schools will get on board, and thereafter we roll out. So certainly we're trying to get ourselves ready for e-testing.
But this surely does not mean that Guyana, a usual topper in the Caribbean examinations, is not trying to get on board with all the technological initiatives of CXC and other regional and international agencies.
What we're doing with e-government unit, we have started, so as of next year, we were told 80 schools will get on board, and thereafter we roll out.
This project is likely to cost taxpayers much more money than the paper-based tests, but Ned is confident that it would be worth it.
Whether there be an additional cost or not, I don't think the government would stand to lose.
Rihanna Ahmad, Safetv 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Rihanna. It is now 1 day since 2 alleged bandits suffered a public beating for a robbery that has left them totally out of sorts and badly injured. Relatives are adamant that they are not bandits and are offering another take on events. Here's more in that story from Lisa Hamilton.
One of 2 alleged bandits remain hospitalized in the ICU of the GPHC after attempting to rob a North Rumvelt family. Reports are that the bandits were shot by the police, while other reports suggest that the duo were beaten by residents of the community. However, while there is yet to be an official police communication on the matter, relatives at the Georgetown Hospital offered a different version of the events. The two men who are said to be cousins are Patrick Goodluck and Jamal Haynes, aged 23 and 21.
Yesterday morning, the two cousins was sit down on a landing and they get a phone call from the cousin that for coming south. You want to see them. Time pass and I see them come boom